Who can actually afford a $500,000 house in 2026? The math is brutal. 500,000 Australian dollars house used to sound expensive. In 2026, in many places, it's just normal. But here is the uncomfortable question no one likes to ask. Who can actually afford a $500,000 house anymore? Because once you run the numbers, the answer gets very uncomfortable, very fast. Let's do the math. First, the purchase price. It's not the real price. 500,000 Australian dollars house doesn't mean a $500,000 cost. In 2026, most buyers are putting down around 10 to 20%. That means 10% down is $50,000. 20% down is $100,000. Before you even get the keys, you need tens of thousands of dollars in cash. If you don't have that saved, the house isn't even an option. Now let's talk monthly payments. Assume a fairly realistic scenario for 2026. $500,000 purchase price. 10% down, $450,000 mortgage, around 6.5 to 7% interest. That monthly mortgage payment alone comes out to roughly $2,800 to $3,000. But that's not the full payment. Add property taxes, home insurance, and maintenance. Suddenly, the real monthly cost is closer to $3,400 to $3,700. That's every month for decades. Here's where the math gets brutal. Most financial guidelines say your housing cost should be no more than 30% of your gross income. So let's reverse engineer that. If your monthly housing cost is $3,600, you need to earn about $12,000 per month gross. That's roughly $145,000 per year. And that's before student loans, car payments, childcare, credit cards, or life. So the real answer is closer to $160,000 to $180,000 household income to live comfortably, not survive comfortably. So who can actually afford this? Here's the short list. Dual income households where both partners earn strong salaries. Hiring professionals in tech, medicine, law, or finance. People with help, family money, equity from a previous home, or inheritance. Buyers willing to be house poor and sacrifice everything else. Everyone else? They're stretching, or they're locked out. Why this feels so frustrating? Because $150,000 used to mean doing great now just means you can afford a basic house in many markets. If your income hasn't doubled in the last decade, but home prices have, you're not failing. The system changed. And most people are still using old rules to judge a new reality. The hidden risk nobody talks about. If you buy a $500,000 house at the edge of your budget, one job loss, one medical issue, one major repair, and suddenly the math doesn't work anymore. That's why so many people feel anxious even after winning and buying a home. They didn't buy freedom, they bought pressure. So what's the smart move in 2026? For some people, buying still makes sense. For others, renting longer, buying smaller, moving markets, or waiting isn't failure, it's math. And math doesn't care about feelings, expectations, or what previous generations paid. Final truth, 500,000 Australian dollars house in 2026 isn't about desire. It's about numbers. And once you run those numbers honestly, it becomes clear. Homeownership isn't out of reach because you didn't work hard enough. It's out of reach because the price of entry has changed. Understanding that isn't pessimistic, it's power.